This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. And we're back again. So
you've got a really cool story coming up, and
yes.
Everybody loves, of course, Amelia Earhart, one of the great mysteries of not just American history, but the world. Her story just fascinated the world.
Yeah, I mean, it is. So many times somebody says, "We found the plane. We found," and what island she might have been on, and it's a great mystery, and I don't think we're ever really gonna know.
But with your story, if I was reading it, we might be a little bit closer.
Possibly.
And the investigations, and your story highlights this technology. As technology becomes more sophisticated, there are more ways to look at the same body of evidence that people have had just sitting around for years. And so that's one of the fascinating things to me as a historian, because that's happened with Civil War history, with all kinds of things. With the new technology and new scientific advances, you can apply those. Well, you did the segment on the FBI lab here on Washburn campus.
Yeah, forensic science is unbelievable now. And with that, I mean, that's in the story. I'm not going to give away the story, but they're using forensic science now to see if maybe what they have found could be Amelia Earhart remains.
So isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. Yeah.
And that's a great tool for getting kids involved in science and history too. It really is. So, I think this is a fascinating story.
Yeah.
Good job, Frank. Let's take a look.
There's a newly discovered similarity between Amelia Earhart and the castaway whose partial skeleton was found at Nikumaroro in 1940, according to a release from the Earhart Project. The bones suspected by their discoverer of being Earhart's were dismissed by British authorities after a doctor judged them to be male. The bones were subsequently lost and the entire incident forgotten until the Earhart Project discovered the original British files in 1998. The file included the skeletal measurements the doctor made. An evaluation of those measurements by forensic anthropologists led to the conclusion that they were consistent with a female of Earhart's height and ethnic origin. That was 18 years ago. Recently, in preparing an updated evaluation of the bone measurements, one of the doctors noticed a peculiarity among the arm bones. The forearm was the proportionately longer bone of the arm. Statistically, women born in the late 19th century had an average radius to humerus ratio of 0.73. In other words, if the castaway was a middle-aged, ethnically European woman, she had forearms considerably longer than average. Researchers wondered if Amelia may have had similarly longer than average forearms. To answer that question, we called a forensic imaging specialist, Jeff Glickman. Selecting an historical photo of Amelia, where her bare arms were clearly visible, and working with Dr. Richard Jantz to identify the correct points on the shoulder, elbow, and wrist for comparing bone length, Jeff found that Earhart's humerus to radius ratio was 0.76, virtually identical to the castaway's. The match does not, of course, prove that the castaway was Amelia Earhart, but it is a significant new data point that tips the scales further in that direction. Amelia was born in Atchison at her grandparents' home in 1897. She and her navigator disappeared while attempting to circle the globe in 1937.
Earlier in my life, I rode bucking horses and rodeos. My shoulders took such a beating, and that was probably the reason for having several previous surgeries on both shoulders. About a year ago, I decided that I didn't want to have another surgery. And so I contacted Kansas Regenerative Medicine, took their treatment process. It was relatively pain-free. Now, after 8 months, my shoulders have healed to the point where I think I'm probably 90 to 95% of normal. It takes a couple of months to start to see results and feel real progress. That continued to increase gradually until now at approximately 8 months. And I'm extremely pleased. I've got full range of motion. I can lift weights, I can throw, I can do a lot of things that I couldn't do without a lot of pain previously.